Hi student, today I will continue with the trial exam question. There's a section B. So section B, they got two questions, question 9 and also the question 10. So the question, there's a form 4 and also form 5. Okay, 9 normally is a form 4 and also the 10 should be the form 5. So normally the student, they need to choose one of the question only to answer it. But if you want to choose both of the question also can. The markers, they will find the highest mark. After that, they will count for your total marks. Okay, so today I will discuss about this one, section B question. There's a 2 essay question. Both also is a 20 marks. Okay, let me try to see the question. Okay, first one, you can see the question 9. Okay, question 9, normally this type of the question, they never provide any spaces for you. You need to write inside the PHYSICS paper. Okay, let's see the question 9.1. Question 9, the diagram 9.1. Okay, they show about the hot air balloon. They're floating stationary in the air during afternoon. So the keyword I already using the blue color. One is afternoon. 9.2 also same. They show about the position of the same hot air balloon. They're also floating stationary, but now they are during the early morning. Okay, so from here, student, you can refer to see the diagram. Okay, what's the difference for the both diagram? Okay, so this one is the first one, the diagram 9.1. Both hot air balloons should be the same. Just one is at the afternoon, another one is early morning. Okay, now we're going to see the density. Okay, density of the air outside of the balloon, there's a 1.083. Okay, outside the balloon, that means the outside air. Okay, how about the early morning? Early morning, the density is more higher a little bit. There's a 1.124. Okay, so this one is a diagram 9. We find it, what's the difference? One is afternoon, another one is early morning. Okay, another one should be the height, is it? You can see the 9.2, the balloon is go higher compared to the afternoon situation. Okay, another one should be the density. The density for 9.2 should be higher than the density for the 9.1. Okay, now we go through the question. Okay, so from the question essay, first one, they sure will ask about the definition before they go through the comparison. So the first one, we need to answer what means of density. So everybody to know density, the formula is a mass over the volume, is it? So you can using the words, convert from the formula, you write inside as a word. So you can say density is a mass per volume, also can. Okay, now we're going to see what's the answer for the density. Okay, density is defined as a mass per unit volume. Exactly, they transfer the formula, become the words. Okay, important, you don't write in formula form. Okay, you need to write in the sentences. Okay, so from here, we continue to the second question. Okay, the question too long already, so you need to highlight. Okay, normally this question got 5 marks lah. You need to highlight which one is a keyword you need to answer. Suppose it's very easy only, then just like the comparison before that we do it. So from here, you need to highlight the keyword. After that, we one by one, step by step to answer it. Okay, you can answer in sentences also can. Point form also can. Okay, this one is depend for yours. You don't want to write in paragraph also can. Physics is not same like the English. You need to write the essay part. No. We just want the keyword to answer the question. Okay, so from here, the first one, they mention about compare height of the balloon. Okay, so the first one, you highlight this one is the first comparison, height of the balloon. Okay, the second comparison is the density of the air. Okay, the third comparison is the temperature of the air outside the balloon. So from here, we got 3 comparison. Okay, after compare, sure is a relationship. Okay, now you need to relate the temperature of the air with the density of the air outside the balloon. So these two is the first relationship. Okay, the second relationship, to make the deduction on relationship again between the buoyant force and the temperature. So from here, 3 comparison, 2 relationship, you need to answer it. Okay, let's see how we go to answer it. Okay, total is 5 marks. Okay, so before we answer, we summarize first what we need to do. Okay, first one, the mark 1 sure is the height of the balloon. Okay, mark 2 is the density of the A. The mark number 3, you need to talking about the comparison temperature of the A outside the balloon. Okay, number 4, related temperature of the A with the density of the A. Okay, last one, relationship buoyant force and the temperature. Okay, so we just one by one to answer it. Just follow the step. Okay, so from here, okay, the diagram still here. You can refer the diagram. So the first part, we answer the height. So from the diagram, sure, we can see the diagram 9.2 should be the higher lah. So normally, how to start? We just copy from the question, the height. Okay, we start the height of the balloon in diagram 9.1 is lower than the height of the balloon in diagram 9.2. Okay, if you want to mention 9.2 first also can. You just mention the time 9.2, the height of the balloon in diagram 9.2. That's higher than the height of the balloon in diagram 9.1. Okay, important, remind you again, don't use the symbol. Okay, because sometimes the scheme answer, sometimes they can accept the symbol, sometimes they do not accept the symbol. So better you write in full sentence. Okay, so you do not have to start, you just copy from the question, the height of balloon in, okay, then you go to choose lah, which one you want to mention first. Okay, the second one is talking about the density. So from here, the density, we just straightforward see the words, see the information, the question they give you. So that means the first one lower, the second one is higher, is it? So you just answer lah. The density of the A in the diagram 9.1 is lower than the density of the A in diagram 9.2. Okay, we just straightforward to answer it. So from here, we can get second marks already. Okay, then we go third comparison. Okay, the third comparison is talking about the temperature of the A outside the balloon. So from here, this one you need to think about that. Important keyword is the afternoon and early morning. Okay, normally the early morning, the A outside should be cool, is it? Afternoon should become hot. So from here, you need to talking about the early morning or just say 9.2. So that means the temperature of the A outside the balloon in the diagram 9.1 sure higher because you are afternoon. So the higher than the temperature of the A outside the balloon in the diagram 9.2. Okay, so this one, that means they want to test the student. You got to read the question or not. So I remind for you already. So I label afternoon and early morning. So from here, you need to answer this kind of the question. You need to ask yourself, what's the difference for the two diagrams? Then after that, you know the concept. So you will find it later what comparison you need to do. Okay, because you understand the question already. So you can guess almost what comparison they will ask you. So after that, you will more easier to answer because you already understand the concept from the diagram. Okay, so after comparison 3 questions, now we do the relationship. Okay, the first relationship, they're talking about the temperature outside the balloon and also the density. Okay, so from here we can say about, okay, early morning. You just take one of the diagram. Okay, early morning. The outside, the temperature is low, is it? So the density become higher. Okay, suppose inversely proportional lah. If you're talking about afternoon, also same. You see the outside, the temperature show higher, but the density become low. Okay, so this one is a relationship. So from here we can answer, when the temperature of the A outside the balloon is high, okay, means this one, the density is low. Okay, so I just give either one of the diagram relationship. Okay, if you want to give the diagram 9.2, is also can. Okay, they never say, or you mention one only, I never give you the marks. No, it's okay one, either one. Okay, if any student, they will ask, if I just mention the temperature outside the balloon is inversely proportional with the density. Okay or not? Suppose it's okay. Okay. For paper 2, you can answer in two methods. You can answer like this. When. You also can answer directly or inversely. Okay. That one is paper 2. But paper 3, because they got graph, so you must to mention the answer is using the terms. Okay. Before that, I told you already. You are using directly proportional, increase linearly, decreases linearly, or inversely proportional. That one is the terms when the question got graph. Okay, it's don't have any graph, that's okay. You can answer in both methods. Okay, so from here you can get mark 4. Okay, then we go to the last one. The last one, relationship. Okay, the last one, relationship, they're asking about the height. They're asking about the buoyant force and also the temperature. So that means temperature again, morning and also afternoon. So you see here, the diagram 9.2, the balloon is go higher, is it? The height increasing, is it? The height increasing means the buoyant force is very large. Okay, buoyant force very large, that means they can support the weight. They move the weight go to higher. Okay, so that means the buoyant force in 9.2 should be higher. Okay, how about the temperature? The temperature here is the higher temperature, the smaller the buoyant force. That means they just explain about the afternoon because they're talking about higher temperature. So the buoyant force become low. That's why the balloon cannot go higher. Okay, if I want to explain about 9.2, okay, 9.2 means you need to mention about the temperature first. Now the temperature is early morning, that means they are low. Okay, when there are low temperature, so that means the buoyant force become higher. Okay, so this one is a comparison question for the essay, how to get 5 marks. Suppose it's very easier, important, you need to highlight. Okay, you need to highlight the point. After that, you answer one by one. Okay, then we go to the next part. Okay, that next part should be the process question. Okay, this one process question, that means they never give you any point. That means you need to explain the whole process. How come this situation will happen? Okay, this one question normally, okay, we see how many marks first. This one question is a 4 marks. So they just give you one sentence only. Explain why the balloon rise up when the ball just released. Okay, so from here, the first point, you must think about the density. Okay, density of the air inside the balloon and outside the balloon. Sure, the outside one is denser lah, because inside less than, that's why they can lift up. Okay, number 2, you must talking about the buoyant force. Okay, because you lift up, sure something to push up, is it? So now the buoyant force sure bigger than the weight. Okay, bigger than the weight, finally, you produce a resultant force, then the balloon can be lift up. Okay, now we're going to check one by one. 4 marks means at least 4 points. Okay, so from here we go to start by point form. Okay, let's see the first point. Okay, the density of the gas in the balloon is smaller than the density of the air. Okay, A means outside. Okay, inside is less than, outside is denser. Okay, number 2, the weight of the balloon is less than the buoyant force of the air. Okay, after density, we're talking about the weight. Okay, so from here, number 3, greater buoyant force. Okay, when you just say greater buoyant force, then you mention the balloon will go to ups. Okay, you can say about the resultant force pushes the balloon go to up. That means you get number 4. Okay, so 3 and 4 is together become one of the sentence. Okay, so the keyword I already using the blue color to highlight. So that means you just remember the keyword, then you're using your own sentences to create the whole sentence. Okay, understand, student? So we continue to the last question for, last part question for question 9. The one is a 10 marks question. Okay, let's see it. Okay, 10 marks of the question sure is longer for the explanation. Okay, let's see what they want first. Okay, diagram 9.4. This one diagram 9.4. They show about a hot air balloon. Okay, suggest. Okay, and also explain how to produce a hot air balloon to carry 3 or 4 passengers. So that means you need to carry more passengers lah. Then you go to the higher altitude, then also in the shorter time. Okay, based on the following aspect. So means they give you the hints already. They want you carry more passenger. So that means you must strong lah. That's why you can carry more passenger. And also you need to go to higher. If you go to higher means the buoyant force must be more. That's why they can lift the balloon up to higher place. Okay, another one should be shorter time. Shorter time means the balloon must be lift up faster. Okay, how to make the balloon lift up faster? That means inside the air must be very, very low in density. So that's why the balloon can be lift up faster because of highest buoyant force. Okay, now we're going to see the aspect, what we need to follow. Okay, the following aspect, first one you need to mention the size of the balloon. So size of the balloon, function for balloon is what? They want to trap the air, is it? If you trap more air means you are easier to be lift up. So important the size, normally we need to big size. Okay, after you mention the big size, that means you need to give the explanation. Okay, I told you already, explanation normally we didn't repeat it. That means you mentioned already higher buoyant force. That means the second one you cannot say higher buoyant force already. You are using another words to represent the buoyant force. Although I know there's the same meaning. Okay, but you're still using another words to explain. Okay, unless you totally cannot think. Okay, cannot think already, don't have any word to represent, then you repeat it. Okay, that one is the last choice for you. Okay, so from here, number 2, they ask about the material. The material you want to use to build the balloon. Okay, the material must be strong lah, because you want to move up. Okay, move up, you got wind. After that, you got a strong of the wind to come, pressure. After that, you got rain some more. This one, that means you need to using the how about the material to prevent the balloon to be spoiled. Okay, so this one is a material you need to choose. Okay, important, we didn't mention the material. Don't mention what material you want. We just mention what is the quality of the material. Okay, number 3 is the quantity of the burner. Okay, you want to produce more buoyant force, sure the burner must be more lah, because you heat up faster. Okay, number 4, that's the temperature of the air in the balloon. In the balloon, the temperature must be very high. Okay, because we know high temperature air density should be the lower. And the last one, time of launching. That means they ask you what time you want to launch. Okay, just now the diagram show you already. One is afternoon, one is the early morning. Okay, which one go higher? Sure, is the early morning. Okay, so this one you just answer, you want early morning, then you give the reason. So from here, there's a 10 marks. So that means every point, you give 5 of the point, then you give explanation. So total is a 10 marks. So from this one citation, you can write in table form. Okay, teacher will be suggest you better you write in table form because easier to mark. Okay, they're not same like your essay from your Karangan or BI essay. You need to first and all, second, finally, that one no need. Okay, this one just want to find out the keyword, so you can write in table form. Okay, let I show you what means a table form. Okay, this one we call table form. Okay, important, you got 2 columns. One column you for the aspect, you can say characteristic. Number 2, must sure is an explanation. You can say about the reason also can. Okay, so from here, I short form already just now what you need to mention. Size, material, after that the quantity of burner, temperature of the air in the balloon, and last one should be the time of launching. So we answer the first one, the size. Okay, we need the large balloon. Okay, we answer large balloon. Okay, after that, what's the reason? To produce a higher buoyant force. Okay, if you mention buoyant force, that means the next explanation, I cannot using this word lah. If you don't want to mention buoyant force, you can say trap more air. The larger balloon, they will trap more air in the balloon. Also can. So we understood lah, if you more air inside the balloon, that means the buoyant force be higher. Okay, the second one about the material. So from here, we never mention the name of the material. We just say elastic. Okay, elastic material also can, strong material also can, light also can. Light, that means they're easy to lift up. Can be stretched and easily, or you can say waterproof. Okay, let's see the explanation. If I say elastic, enable the balloon to withstand the pressure. So elastic, or you say strong. This one we also can use. Elastic and also strong. Also can be stretched easily. We also can using this one explanation. Able the balloon to withstand the pressure. Okay, after that you also can mention it is lasting and durable. They can using for longer time. Okay, water and also the air cannot enter the balloon through its wall because you mentioned waterproof. Okay, so here got 3 of the explanation for different of the characteristic. That means you can choose either one already. Okay, although you mentioned so many, we just get 2 marks only. Okay, don't waste your time to answer so many for one of the part. Okay, then we go to the third part. There's a quantity of the burner. Okay, quantity of the burner sure is a more. Okay, we're using more quantity of the burner. Reason to produce bigger flame. You can say heat up the gas in the balloon faster. Okay, you want to heat up faster to produce more of the hot gas. Okay, the number 4, temperature of the balloon. Okay, must be high temperature of the air in the balloon. Okay, the air inside the burner must be high because you got more burner already. The temperature must be higher. Temperature higher for what? To reduce the density. Okay, the gas in the balloon, or you say the air in the balloon density will drop. After that, the weight of the air in the balloon also will be dropped. Okay, this one is reason I want to create low mass. Okay, and also low weight of whole balloon. So I need to increase the temperature of the air in the balloon. So finally, buoyant force become higher. Okay, the last part is the time of launching. So we choose earlier morning. Okay, or you say the late evening. Okay, important is surrounding. The air become low density. Should be the high density. Okay, surrounding become high density. That means your balloon become low density. You can go higher location. So from here they say high density of air surrounding, greater upthrust force. So important you choose early morning, you choose late evening. So the outside is a cool air. Cool air, the temperature should be higher. Then after that they produce a greater resultant force. That means upthrust. So that means now your balloon will be go up easily. Okay, so this one is a 10 marks question. Okay, just now I mentioned already 5 characteristics. When you just mention 5 of the characteristics, then you give 5 of the reason that's correct. That means you can score 10 marks from this essay. So this one we call it essay question. Okay, so this one's a Form 4 topics. Okay, now we go to question 10. Question 10 almost the same format, but that one is in the Form 5 topics. Okay, let's see the question 10. Okay, question 10 is electricity. Okay, diagram 10.1 and 10.2, they show about the 2 transformer. This one is the electromagnetism. Okay, each connect to the bulb. Everyone to connected to the one of the bulb. Okay, we go and check the diagram. Okay, before we go through the question. So we understand the diagram first. Okay, both also using alternating current, 2 volt. Okay, both also is 1 bulb. Okay, what's the difference? Number of turns. Okay, this one should be the primary because they join with the power supply. So primary, the number of turns is more in diagram 10.1. 10.2, the primary number of turns is less. Okay, how about secondary? Secondary coil, for the first diagram, 10.1, there's a less. Okay, 10.2, the secondary coil is more. Okay, so this one is what we can see from here. So we also can say this one should be the step down transformer. This one is a step up. Okay, finally, which one bulb should be brightness? Sure, the step up transformer. Because you make the secondary coil more number of turn means the voltage for the output voltage must be higher. So this one bulb should be more brighter lah. Okay, then this one is what we understand from the diagram. Okay, now depends the question what they want to ask. Okay, first one I told you, sure is something about definition, and also they ask about the function. Okay, what's the function for transformer? Okay, function transformer, we know they got two types. It says step up and step down. Important for what? Important, they want to make the output voltage higher and also lower. Is it the control? So from here, let's see the function. Okay, to increase and also decreases the output AC current. Okay, you can say about the volt, you can say the current, because finally the volt also transfer to the current. Then the bulb can be light up. Okay, so this one is a function for transformer. Okay, let's see the comparison question. Okay, so this one question better a little bit because they separate. They never combine all together. Okay, so we're going to see the comparison first. Okay, first one, they want you to compare the number of turns for primary. Okay, primary only. The second one, they want you to compare the number of turns of secondary. And the third one, compare the brightness. Okay, so this one is a three marks for the comparison question. Okay, now we're going to see how to answer. Okay, 3 marks. Okay, first we compare the primary. Okay, then the second one is a secondary. And the third one, we compare the brightness of the bulb. Okay, first, okay, the number of turn of the primary coil in diagram 10.1 is more than 10.2. Okay, agree, everybody can see it. Okay, number 2, they ask about the number of turn of secondary coil. So one of the things I want to guide the student, when you do the comparison, if the first one you mentioned 9.1, is 10.1, so number 2 you also continue to mention 10.1. That's a more easier for the marker to catch your answer. If you suddenly 10.1, then you suddenly 10.2, then you suddenly 10.1 back, so that means they will very fainted when you see your answer like this, is it? Because they want to marking 300 more of the papers. So better you write in the easier form. That means they're easy to catch your answer and straightforward they can mark it. Okay? If some mistake, maybe some mistake lah, because teacher got so many things they want to see, is it? If you just mistake one of the question from yours, maybe you lost the marks. So remind you again, if you mention 10.1, then every time you start with 10.1 lah, less than or less than, then later you go to adjust. So number 2, they're asking about the number of turns for secondary coil. So if I mention 10.1 already, then I continue 10.1 lah. Secondary coil in the diagram 10.1 is less than the 10.2. Okay, so the last one they ask about the brightness. If I say 10.1, then I continue with the 10.1. Brightness of the bulb in diagram 10.1 is less than 10.2. Okay, so from here, I think for the Malay version, I never change. So you just follow the English. If for the Malay, this one should be bilangan lilitan gegelung sekunder dalam pelajar 10.2. Okay, they mentioned 10.2 first. Lebih daripada 10.1. Also correct. Okay, so for the marks number 3, kecerahan mentor dalam pelajar 10.2 lebih cerah daripada pelajar 10.1. That one also is corrected. Just I want you to more systematic to answer 10.1. Okay, so I never force. Okay, depend for yours. If you say, very hard to think about that, it's okay. So this one just let you to write the answers more sequentially. Then let the markers is more easier to mark it. Okay, so this one 3 marks for comparison. Okay, the next one sure is a relationship. Okay, now the first one, C1, they want to make the relationship between the number of turn of the secondary coil and also the brightness. So you find it the diagram just now. When the secondary coil, the coil is more, number of turn is more, you find it the bulb is more brighter because there's step up transformer. So we can say there's a directly proportional, suppose. So we write the answer. The higher number of turn of secondary coil, that means the higher the brightness of the bulb. Okay, the next relationship, the number of turn of secondary coil and also the type of the transformer. So if you say the number of turn of secondary coil is higher, means the type we call it as a step-up transformer. Okay, so from here, if the number of turn secondary coil increases, so the transformer we call it as a step-up. Vice versa, if you say about the number of turns for secondary coil is less, means the transformer we call it step-down transformer. Okay, so this one is a comparison 5 marks. Actually, that's not very hard. Important, you need to find out the point. Okay, so after finish the comparison, then the next one should be the process question. Remind you again, process question, there's a don't have any point to help you. That means you need to write your answer A until Z. Okay, point form, at least 4 points, because normally it's a 4 marks. Okay, let's see the question. Okay, 10.3, they show about the generator rotate at a high speed. Okay, now you need to suggest, explain the 2 modification. Only 2, how to increase the angle of deflection of who? Of the galvanometer. So from the diagram, you can see here, we don't have supply any battery. No battery. So this one should be the electromagnetic induction. Okay, generator. So that means they're using the motion. Okay, how you turn fast or slow to produce the current. Okay, so from here the coil is put between the magnet. Okay, after that, this one question they want you to modify. After that, you want to increase the angle to deflect. Increase the angle for deflection for galvanometer. Means you need to increase the output current. So 4 marks. So 4 marks, how to separate 2 modification. If you mention first what you want to change, then you give explanation. So that one is 2 marks. So that means from this question, you just give 2 modification, then you give the reason, so that you can get 4 marks. Okay, now we're going to see the question. Okay, 4 marks, how to increase the angle deflection of galvanometer. Okay, you can say about, okay, before I want to explain the answer first. Okay, this one we're using Fleming right hand. Agree, yeah? Fleming right hand. Okay, so from here, the Fleming right hand, you see there's a magnet. Magnet is located there. So how, which one you want to change? You want to change the current. Okay, so you want to make the current become higher. Sure, magnet must be strong. Okay, another one should be the motion. Okay, remember your Fleming right hand. Okay, Fleming right hand, the second finger, that one is a current. Okay, the first finger should be the magnet. Okay, your thumb. Thumb is represent the motion. So from here, now your current is a responding variable. So from here, which one you want to increase? So important, you need to increase the magnet, means the magnetic field. Number 2, you need to increase the motion. Finally, your current should be increasing. Okay, so now we go to do some modification. Okay, first one, they say you can using the semicircular magnet. Okay, semicircular magnet, just like the ammeter magnet. They call curve. Okay, because, okay, when you just mention semicircular magnet, you get 1 mark. Okay, reason, because they have a rather magnetic field. Then you get another marks. So this one is 2 marks. So if you do want to mention semicircular magnet, you can say you are using the strong magnetic field. You're using the strong magnet. Why? Because you want to produce a stronger magnetic field. Also can. Okay, so if you do want to mention the circular, you mention the magnetic field. If you do want to mention magnetic field, okay, we also can mention about the rotation. Okay, or you also can mention about the number of turns. Okay, let's see the another example. Okay, you can mention increase the number of turns of the coin to increase the rotation. Okay, you increase the number of turns of the coin, that means they will rotate. Okay, rotate, that means they cut the flux become more. Okay, so another one, you can say increase the relative motion of the coin, make the coin turning faster, so you can produce a strong magnetic field. Okay, Normally the explanation should be the same lah, but you don't repeat only. Okay, if just now you say they produce the strong of the magnetic field, so another one you're using another citation to explain. Okay, you can say they cut the field is more frequently, also can. Okay, so this one is a 4 marks question. Okay, the last one sure is a essay. There's a 10 marks. Okay, during the transmission of the electrical energy, the pylons such as shown in the diagram 10.4, they play the important role. Okay, now you need to using your knowledge to transmission the electric energy and also related to the physics concept to explain your suggestion based on the following aspect. So the question, they give you some of the aspect, that means you need to follow the aspect to explain. Okay, first one, they say about the type of the material they want to use to build the pylons. Okay, number 2, you need to design. Okay, the design of the pylons. Okay, the next one should be the diameter of the transmission of the cable. Okay, the cable transmission, this was a long distance. Sure, the resistance is very high. So how you design the diameter? Okay, number 4, the material of the cable. What material we need to use? And the last one is the addition feeders. You need to make the cable long lasting. Then that can be used for longer time lah. Because this one, they normally is under the hot sun. Temperature must very high. So you need to do some addition feeders. After that, they can make the cable become long lasting. Okay, so now table form again, we go to answer this question. There's a 10 marks. Here already got 5 aspects. So 5 aspects, you give the what's the point. After that, you go to explain. Okay, let's see the table form. Okay, so the first 3 points, there's a type, material, design, and also the diameter. So the first one we choose as the standard steel. Okay, we choose the standard steel to build the pylons. Okay, the reason is long lasting. Okay, the standard steel is long lasting. You also can say lighter. If you compare to the cable, there's a lighter, there's a long lasting, because we know the standard steel is do not rust one, they prevent rusting one compared to the metal. Okay, the second one, design, we're using high tower. So how you build? Normally it's a high location, is it? You cannot say, oh, I build very low. Very low, that means that there will hitting already another housing area. So normally we build as a high building. Okay, high building and also far away from the housing area. So this one should be easier to be maintenance. Okay, maintenance, that means you go higher, they never disturb other housing area or housing location. So from here, they must build high tower. Okay, the second one should be the wire, cable. Cable is a thicker diameter. Thicker diameter means the resistance become low. Okay, reduce a resistance, you can say prevent the energy loss to the surrounding. Okay, then we go to number 4. Okay, number 4 is the material of the cable. Okay, just now we mentioned the resistance. Then we're talking about the material. Okay, the material we're using the aluminium. Okay, aluminium is a low resistance and also low cost. Because just now you mentioned low resistance. So you can say this one is reduce the energy loss. You also can say low cost. Don't crash the reason. And the last one, they say the additional you need to add, we add the porcelain supporter. They're just like the ball. Okay, you can find it, this one for the whole area, you find it. One wire, they join another, one of the porcelain of the supporter. They're just like the ball shape at the middle. Then after that, they go far a little bit, they will join another porcelain supporter. Okay, what's the reason? They prevent the current from leakage. Okay, they don't want when you just hold straight line, because far distance, the current will be leakage to the surrounding. So they're using the porcelain supporter to prevent the leakage of the current. Okay, so from here we find it number 9 and number 10. There's a more easier to answer should be the number 9, is it? They want the form 4, they want more familiar for the question. So I just suggest for you, when you do the question section B, please read both questions before you need to start. Because when you just do 9, suddenly at the middle you don't know how to answer. Then you go to see number 10, oh, number 10 is more easier. Then you waste the time for question 9. So both questions you go to read first. Then after that you go and do some suggestion. Which one you can score more of the marks, then you go to do it. Okay, for the question, you're very clever. 9 and 10, you also know how to do. Please do one of the question first. Then you do the section C. Then you got extra time. Then you come back to do the another question for section B. Don't waste the time for question 9 and 10. Both you do it. But 11 and 12, you no time to do. That means we still will minus your mark for section C. Okay, we never count the mark for section B, 9 and 10 together. No, we separate. Okay, we just take which one should be the highest mark, then we count. Okay, understand, student? Don't waste the time to do some of the different scale. Okay, you must follow your normal scale to answer 9, 10, choose one, 11 and 12, choose one first. Then later you come back to find out which one question you want to extra to do it. Okay, so understand? Okay, so this one should be the last part. Okay, so from here I finish my section B of the discussion. So hopefully you like my presentation. Okay, you can go through my YouTube channel to like my channel. So many video we are already upload inside this channel. You just search my name. If you don't want to type too long for this one, the website, you just search my name, Kok Si Mai, in the YouTube. Then after that, you can find inside got so many physics and also the science lesson. We also got so many discussion and tutorial there. So hopefully you like my channel. You also like what I teach you today. So just thank you for your watching. Okay, bye.